Hi everybody, Carlo here with an interesting study. I mean, I'm a little bit fascinated by what is going to happen to crypto, the coin, and give me 10 minutes because I think it's worth to go through my calculation. I mean, it could be a little bit boring, but it is extremely interesting. So let me guide you through this episode. So the disclaimer as a starter introduction, some explanation of my calculation on the cards, the Mainnet event, a summary of the situation, and finally the target price. So I want to guide you to through my logic of what is going to happen shortly or anyway over 2021 on a crypto, the token. So uh, that's very interesting. So first, clearly, this is not a financial advice. So I have an investment in CRO. I have been disappointed a lot over last year. I'm more happy now. But please make your own decision. This is your wealth. This is your this is your cash. So please make a smart decision before investing in crypto or in CRO or whatever you are willing to invest in. Some information may be somehow inaccurate, so please double check all the information I'm going to discuss now. So now let's go quickly as an introduction of crypto. Now this is a tweet of the 1st of March, so that's impressive. So recently crypto.com announced that first they achieved in February 10 million users. This is impressive. They completely reconfigured the situation of the token. So they burned 70 billion of CRO. So they changed completely the dynamic of the two. And then they have this mainnet launch the 25th of March. Now let's stop here because I think what is going to happen is they are going to revolutionize a little bit the mechanism of the coin, and what is going to be extremely interesting is that there is a such good incentive that is 20% over the next 10 years to stake CRO to make this stake to prove so to participate in the vote system of the CRO, that there will be a massive incentive to owner to deposit wherever they ask for CRO to get this reward. And because CRO is a really weird mechanism that has a big potential to grow just naturally because of the appetite of the token. Assuming, and this is extremely important to mention, that crypto is not to change as they usually do the things and the condition over time. So it's very important that, I mean, to be right, this model, it should happen that crypto is not going to change the rule of the game as per what they announced today. So now, why you buy CRO? I will spend some time immediately after this slide on the cards, but I mean fundamentally the appetite or the interest in investing in CRO comes from different layer, and they have been changed over time. So the major, in my opinion, appetite is the cards, because cards give you benefit, they give you a payback. So it's very interesting to stake CRO fundamentally for an infinitive period of time and get back some CRO every time we buy something. And this is crescending depending on the type of card you take. Please go to crypto.com to get information. Now, The second logic is DeFi. DeFi, I mean, if you go through the DeFi as per today, you need to stake not a huge amount of a CRO to get the benefit. So this is not probably the place where they are investing a lot. Reducing the trade commission, this is also interesting because more you stake in the exchange, more you reduce your trading commission, and before you had also an incentive to get more syndicate allocation. So before it was more worth. Now I think it's just for the trading commission. Now you can also deposit it as per today, and before it was much higher, was kind of the 12 or up to 20%. Now you get only 6%, and with the Mainnet you will get 20%, assuming you will deposit for the proof of stake. And other ways. So there are other logic you want to invest. I mean, the first 5 are more than sufficient. Now let's focus on the first one. And now please stay tuned, and I mean, I would really appreciate if you can write comments on this, because this is fascinating me. So let's go quickly on the picture of the card. So I mean, I'm a customer since last year, so I'm not fully aware what was the situation before, but I can tell you that over less than 12 months they changed already 3 times the threshold, and I think before was based on number of CRO. As for next week, that it will be, it's not the 25, it is the 19th of March. So this is the 19th of March. It will be only based in dollars. So how it works, so this is so during 2020, as an example, if you were looking for a Ruby card, you should have deposit 1000 CRO and get back so the equivalent of 100 euro. I'm assuming an average price of 0.1. Today you should deposit 5000 CRO, equivalent to 500 euro. And the new threshold is 400 euro, and at the current price, this means 2000 token. You see that I think few people are accessing this black card that give you an 8% reward. That is incredible, but you should deposit 1 million CRO, and today you should have 500,000. I mean, would make sense if I'm right on my logic. But today you should deposit quite an impressive amount of token, and given already the price of today, this would be already $1 million. And in the future, the equivalent value will be $350,000. I think a lot of people will get this. That's my feeling, but let's see. And not just because of the growth of CRO. Now, this is the core of the logic. Now, I please you to double check and come back to me. So, as I stated, as I was showing before, crypto disclaimed 10 million users. So, I'm assuming in this little model that 75% of them have been building up their CRO staking before the 2020. 25% since Q4 2020, so with the new current threshold, and then what I'm assuming here is that there is a certain proportion. So to make an example, so before I'm assuming only 0.01% of this user were getting the black card, while the majority of the people were accessing the Ruby card, so 89%, and a few of them 10% the green and 0.5% the green. This means that just for holding the card, crypto should have issued, or the card owner hold 18 billion of CRO. For the subsequent period, applying the same logic, what is the conclusion? And my calculation is that they should hold 12.5 billion. If we sum up the two, we should end up with, just for the card, 31 billion. Now, we know this is impossible because if we go to the Mainnet and the burning approach, we know that there is a circulating supply that is only 24 billion. And then there are, I mean, I leave these details because those will be issued over the next 10 years, and so this is irrelevant for the model. So let's focus on the 24 billion. Now, if I focus on the 24 billion, what I'm going to see here is that fundamentally just with the cards, and again not assuming all the other holdings we may have for CRO, we are passing the total available token in the market that will never be generated. So I need to change my assumption. I thought this assumption was quite reasonable, and apparently is not so. I need to completely change my approach. So I did a second case. And the second case is I'm cutting by half all the previous assumption. So I'm assuming now that the black, we have only 375 users overall. We have still the majority of users looking for the Ruby card, but only 50%, so actually 53%, will hold a card. So out of the 7.5 million, only 50% hold CRO for the card before and after. And this is totaling 16 million. Now, this is extremely interesting because it means that, let's make the calculation together. So, assuming that we apply the same logic, here, and let's take the same approach here. So we say, okay, now we have this situation. The target of the organization is to go to 10 million users. Let's take still this conservative case of 53%. That is the sum of this percentage. And let's apply this calculation over here. So to see how many users, this is their target, they will achieve over time. And without making a massive assumption here, this is the result. So if we assume, and this is an assumption, that this is the right allocation of the cards, and this is the future generation of user that we understood is going to happen because they publicly stated that they are willing to reach 20 million in the short term. So assuming that this is the target, given the growth they are facing, and this is the right percentage, they will saturate the full availability of CRO within this year. And this can have only a conclusion in the price of CRO, that the CRO has to exponentially go up, so there are no alternatives. So now, I please you to comment on this, because I think it's extremely prudent. So I do believe, honestly, that this event of saturation will happen sooner than later. But okay, I may be wrong, clearly. This is an assumption. I may be far away from the reality. I don't have tool to demonstrate this allocation. So I really please you to comment and provide me your feedback on this. But if that is the case, it means that there will be a new concept of scarcity of CRO. Now, clear people will look for a target price. First of all, subscribe, like. I'm not a big producer of videos, so I'm very fascinated by this situation. So I was happy to write to make a little video on this. That is extremely important. But okay, I'm putting here some scenarios where I do believe we are going in the short term is the Binance scenario, where fundamentally CRO will conquer the same capitalization of Binance. However, I keep reminding that in the crypto everything is possible, and so you should consider also the worst case scenario where everything goes bust. So this CRO value will go to zero and collapse. So be aware that this is a very, very high risk investment. I put also a scenario that is fascinating me, and I think is not impossible. So I would allocate to this a reasonable, if the model is correct, this is possible and even probable eventually. But okay, I let you decide whether the model is full or is fair. But in case there is such scarcity, and in case crypto will not change the type of structure to hold and to monetize, I think there is, not in the short term, but in the medium term, as soon as crypto will grow up is a card customer, there is an easy possibility that crypto will reach the same level of Ethereum, and this is absolutely possible. Bear in mind that, and this is something that we should consider over time, is that assuming that I have 1,000 CRO and 1,000 CRO that I got for a rupee becomes 2,000 euro, and so I'm multiplying what I put at the beginning by 20 times for most of the people. And imagine if you hold a black. So for sure, the more the price goes up, more there will be an interest of the card holder to unlock their CRO and cash it. That is a possible scenario, and then will be an arbitration only depending on the price. But I do believe that till you don't reach at least a level of $2, the mechanism, the self-alimentation of this model will steady pump the price up, because there will be again a scarcity. So it will be, it is an model in which the demand is permanent. So this is fascinating me. So this is beautiful. And again, that means that the crypto is not to change the rule of the game over time, because this will eventually disappear in a second. So that's it. So CRO is, I like it. I made a big bet on that. And please make your own assessment, subscribe, like the video, but consider also other sources, and then you may decide if CRO is the right investment for you. Thank you very much.